Today is December 16th, and we just got back from going out to dinner, and we got the fire all kicked up and warming up the house. It's about 62 in here now. Should be coming up to about 70 in about a half an hour. Be nice and comfortable. So let's see what happened today on the kitchen renovation. On our way into the kitchen, let's look at our make-believe kitchen here in the living room. Looks a little chaotic, but we have a pretty good system. So here's our firewood, that wooden box, and Barley's cafe. We have our dustbuster, watering can, and our compost bin, microwave, toaster, coffee machine, and the refrigerator. So that's kind of like our kitchen. There's our kitchen table. We're all set up for coffee in the morning. Up top here we have all our supplies, you know, creamer, tea, sugar, coffee, bananas, blah blah blah. Now if we swing around, here's kind of our chilling area here. Sofa and the easy chair. And we moved Shane's cabinet full of miniatures in here. So there's all the miniatures in her cabinet. We were able to roll it on them casters down there. So it came in here nice and just pushed it nice and slow. Now over here to the left, we have a rack full of, you know, dishes and, you know, basic supplies. We got a cover over it so when he does demo, it doesn't get full of dust. You know, we got paper plates, plastic forks and spoons, some pots and pans, and we pulled the drawers out for our silverware and all our, you know, saran wrap and stuff. So they're underneath there on cardboard. We can just pull them out when we need something like that. So this is our kitchen in our dining room. All right, now let's go in the kitchen. So it looks pretty basic because we just have a sink. But you can see that where the oven used to be, it's now over here. Let me turn on a light. So we were able to move our stove on these casters, those orange casters on the bottom. I got those from Bob and Tanya. And that came in handy to move this heavy stove. So the stove is in our den. And we can wheel it close to that doorway and the cord will reach into the 220 outlet. So we could still use the stove while the kitchen's getting demoed. Jane's going to put this table on Facebook or Craigslist, and we're going to offer this up to somebody who might want it. We're also got a exercise bike that we're going to offer up to somebody. And I took down the blinds and put these drop cloths just so this doesn't feel like a fishbowl in the daytime. And it gives us a little privacy while we're doing demo. If those get dusty, we can just shake them out. So what I did today, Steve didn't make it over here. It's the weekend, it's his day off. I safed the room. Now what that is that's where I pulled all the electricity out. Like up here was an overhead light. So I identified the circuit that goes to those wires, marked it, taped off all the wires, and put the caps on it. This way when Steve does the demo, there's no live wires behind the wall of the ceiling. So he knows if he turns off circuit breaker number 1, these wires will no longer be energized. Did the same thing over here. We have a kitchen. We used to have overhead kitchen light. You can see where it used to be. And I identified the breaker for that. That's breaker number 8. Also, I cut the fixture out and capped and taped the lines. So if he demos up there, he turns off circuit breaker 8. This wire will no longer be energized. Same thing down here. I went around and I identified all the breakers, what they control. So this is breaker 21. This is a ground fault interrupter for safety. Okay, also on circuit 21 is this outlet here. So I got them marked with manila tags, and I went around with a magic marker and I marked them. That way if the tags go away, still on the switch cover. So I set them up with an extension cord with 3 outlets. You're going to need that on his demo tools. Up here we have what used to be a spot to hang a wall clock. That's circuit breaker number 1. And here's a part that Steve started taking apart. He wanted to get a handle on what was behind the wall, and there's these 2 copper pipes right here and here run up to the upstairs radiator. And these are some wires that go up to there, and here's our vent stack. So he wanted to kind of have an idea what was back there. So there happened to be a piece of wall that he got out easily. Looks like somebody patched that at some point. Maybe they're in there for whatever reason. So he's able to pop that out pretty easily and see what, just to kind of get a lay for the land. So that layout is above that hole and also below it. So he's got a real good idea of what's happening there. Now over here, where your refrigerator used to be, I disconnected the wire. This is a dead circuit. So he's going to take that wall apart. He's going to rip that all out of there. So if we look to the left, you can see the new construction. Look to the right, there's the old. So all of that's coming out. That whole wall's coming out. We're going to keep the sink for a couple more days. And that's coming out, so we can finish demoing on the floor. We got the stove out, so we can finish demoing this part of the floor in this area here. He wanted to do the floor first and then work his way up on that wall. Do this wall and this wall. So all these are going to be demoed. And then we can start putting in a temporary brace on either side of that wall that goes to the den. Get the studs out, because that is a load-bearing wall. He's going to put a beam similar to what we have right here. He's going to put another beam over there, which will pretty much match the beam we have here in the living room. See how there's a beam right here. Goes across the dining room and the living room. So this kind of a feature will be repeated over here to support this load that's going across these den wall. So that's the lay of the land. He's all set to start going to work tomorrow. Oh, I also put some LED lights in here because when I took out all the wires and saved to the elements, we lost all our lighting. So what I did was I connected up down over here to this outlet, ran a wire to this LED light. So this is above the sink. Then we daisy changed it up to there and over this way. So now we have 2 lights. So that lights up this space pretty good. It's the only lighting currently in this room. And this will give him enough so he can see what he's doing. So that's the lay of the land. This is Saturday, December 16th. And I'm going to go to bed. It's been a long week. Been working a lot of hours. Been helping Steve a lot. And it'd be nice to get to bed early. Okay, everybody. Peace out. And have a great weekend.